wants to know if a man pronounces triple divorce simultaneously, does it signify the termination of the marriage?
This is a bid'ah and this is wrong. And I know when you go to some of these other brothers, they tell you these different opinions. Islam, let me talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about it, because this is something that we really need to, let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it.
Colin.
And by the way, what are you getting a piercing at? Let's talk about it.
Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila Live. I want everyone listening to me to understand something. Islam is only based on two sources: the Book of Allah, which is the Quran, and the authentic hadiths, which are the things the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said and did. And when it comes to issues that may be confusing, we look to see how the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam interpreted things, because Allah says no one understands this religion better than they do. That's in the Quran. Also, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when it comes to the lawful and the unlawful things in life, the lawful and unlawful have been clearly defined by Allah. In other words, there is nothing you can ask about what's lawful in marriage, what's lawful in divorce, what's lawful in sex, what's lawful in food, what's lawful in dress. There's nothing that Allah has not already defined for us. It's just that maybe you don't know the answer to something. And if you don't know the answer, the Prophet says, ask the people of knowledge. So this is a very common question that we get. A lot of sisters will ask me this: Sister Laila, if your husband pronounces divorce to you 3 times at once, does that mean that we're divorced irrevocably? I don't care what Imam Shafi said. I don't care what Imam Malik said. I don't care what Imam Hanbal said. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered this question. Like I said, there is no question that you can ask about anything that has not already been clearly addressed by Allah and his messenger. Okay? During the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this happened. A man got angry and gave his wife 3 talaqs. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, go back and take her back, because it only counts as 1. It only counts as 1. It only counts as 1. We have an authentic hadith. What's the source? What's the source? Bukhari and Muslim, where this happened again. One of the companions said, whenever it was Ibn Abbas said, during the lifetime of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and during the caliphate of Uthman, if a man pronounced 3 divorces at once, it counted as 1. It was during the caliphate of Umar. Umar made it count as an irrevocable divorce, but not to impose a condition to contradict the Prophet or Abu Bakr, but he made it count as an irrevocable divorce to keep the people from transgressing the limits of Allah. Umar said, since you men want to innovate and transgress Allah's limits, as the caliph over you, the leader over you, I'm going to tell you from now on, you do it, you stuck with it. And when he did that, that made the men stop doing that. And the caliph can do that. That's the job of the leader of the Muslims. The leader of the Muslims, his job is to prevent the people from transgressing the limits of Allah. But we don't have a caliph today. So since we don't have a caliph today, we continue to follow the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And as Ibn Abbas said, when a man did that, the Prophet told him, go take your wife back. You cannot pronounce 3 divorces at once. It counts only as 1. And so any man that does that, you're innovating. You're innovating. You're introducing something wrong into the rules of divorce. So you brothers need to stop it. And that's the correct answer based on what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said and the understanding of all his companions. What these other imams say, who cares? They're not important. Who's important is Allah and then his messenger. Okay, and Allah knows best.